We are doing another Abyss review. These are actually pretty fun. These have turned out to be a really fun video. If you want to submit your own Abyss review for me to point at and make comments on with the weird hair and one-piece shirt, then do be sure to check out the Discord. There's a link either down in my bio or down in the description of this video. There'll be a channel on the Discord called Abyss Review Submissions, something like that. You can just drop a link in there, and then I will go in and do the review of your run. It's all in one take. Whew, okay. Didn't even know what I was gonna say there. Okay, so in this one we're doing again another doggy video. Why am I doing multiple doggy ones in a row? It is because he and I tested this video idea out and he gave me several examples. One day I'll do one that I'm not gonna give a high ranking to of his. This one is a flood team or a mono hydro team. Now, as you can see, Nilou is on here. We're not doing Bountiful Core. We are doing the mono hydro. Let me skip forward just a second and see his whole team. All right, so real quick, we are doing Nilou, Yelan, Farina, and Jean. Nilou, because it's Nilou and she deserves to always be used. So we have Nilou, of course, because Nilou always deserves to be on the field. Then we have Yelan, who does phenomenal off-field hydro application with her burst. Farina, because her little vampires do a lot of damage on their own, plus we get some buffing in here. Then, of course, we have Jean because of the party-wide healing and the VV shred from her artifact set. So we're now going to hit play. Again, floor 12, chamber 1, first half. That is just because this is the easiest one to do. You don't have to go through the entire Abyss with this team, especially if it is. I had tacos today, so I got a little bit. So this is really, really good, or we always do this one because that way you don't have to run through the whole Abyss. You're doing it on the most difficult area, just the easiest of the most difficult, which these guys are a freaking pain in the butt sometimes. Okay, so first we got Farina coming on here, summoning her minions to start getting the vampirization going. Then, of course, we're going to use her burst to stack up the fanfare points to buff the rest of the team. And I'm going to go back, and I want to see, I'm going to let it play through real quick, actually. So with this mono hydro team, or flood team, as I love to call them, because you're causing a flood with so much hydro, you are doing, I mean, everything is hydro, or we have Jean in here doing animo damage to get the VV shred, to get the swirling, using Nilou's skill to get the hydro infusion, so we're not hitting E, we're not doing her skill all the way through, we're using her skill, normal attack, to get hydro infusion into her normal attacks. Then, of course, we are using her burst 60k, really, really good. I think that this is a 2-piece hydro bonus, 2-piece noblesse, I think is what he runs on his Nilou for burst damage instead of Bountiful Core. All right, now we're gonna go back, now we're gonna start breaking it down. So, we got everybody running up. We got, like I said, Farina, that was 12,000 on the side. Yeah, okay. So we got 12,000 on the use of her skill, which is pretty good. What weapon does he have, Farina? I might see it at some point. I think he might be running, I don't know if he's running the Fontaine fishing weapon, which is one of her best weapons, by the way, especially 4-star. So we got the minion summoning at 12k, which is pretty good. We've got 7k on her burst use, but then we've got a 10k on the crit. Of course, then we're going to go to Jean, then we're going to swirl it to make the enemies weaker to Hydro. We are making sure with Hydro being the only element involved here, and the other Kinky not being able to really do any kind of application of elements, not like, you know, not like having like if there were slimes around that have their elements, we might be swirling some of that stuff, or like abyss mages or something like that. This is making sure this is always going to swirl this hydro. We don't have to necessarily worry about priority, swirl priority in these instances. 11k, 11.4k on the Jean burst is pretty good, doing that extra little bit of 2,000 swirl damage. And most likely this is going to be healer Jean, where he's just stacked as much attack percent as he can on her with the VV. 14,000, that's probably just going to be the pulse going out. Then, of course, we have 20,823, which went up from 1,200, or 12,000 from Farina's skill hitting, which is really, really good. That's going to be from the VV Shred. That also might be Mademoiselle Crebelette. Maybe not yet. Okay, so then we have Yelan's skill hitting 36,904, which is really, really good. His Yelan is actually built fairly well. I've used his Yelan before. And then we have on the second one, 38,209, which again is another great damage in this Flood team. Then, of course, we have her using her burst, 16,000 on the burst initiation. This 21,981, that's probably going to be from one of Farina's minions attacking the enemy. Then, of course, once we have that, once we use Yelan's burst, we're going to be able to do normal attacks with Farina with the Hydro Infusion. Like I said, kind of at the very beginning, running through, instead of doing her Bountiful Core skill, doing a normal attack at the end instead of a skill again, will activate Hydro Infusion, meaning that we can just do more Hydro damage with Nilou's normal attacks and Yelan's normal attacks. Of course, doing the burst, 51,786. That is really, really good. His Nilou is really good. His Nilou is like top 1% burst damage Nilou, which is insane. Then we have this 12,000 up here. Again, probably going to be from one of Farina's minions hitting. So we're just having so much Hydro going on, right? And then you're also going to be seeing, we still have the Dandelions right over here. You can actually see the Dandelions from Jean's burst. You should be able to see some stuff over here as well. We should see some stuff over here, some more Dandelions as well. Jean's burst is still active. It is still pulsing out Animo swirling Hydro as well. Yep, okay, cool. So he is doing her skill through. Okay, so this is actually a really, really good screenshot. So where's that physical coming from? I don't know where that physical is coming from. Doggy, you don't have, there's no way in hell that you have, there's no way that you have something like Clam Set on somebody dealing physical damage, right? I don't know where you would be getting physical damage from. Anyway, so we have a lot going on. We have Nilou using her skill right now, trying to get that Hydro Infusion into it. We have Jean Pulse going out for 1,000. Then we have like 1,200 hitting for some swirl damage because we have, I'm sorry, 9,700 on the Pulse. Then we've got some swirl damage swirling all of these Hydro elements. The swirl damage will be calculated on EM, but Jean is most likely built all attack for the healing. Yep, then we got another pulse right there, and of course we do have Nilou doing her skill to get the Hydro Infusion. At this point she has the Hydro Infusion. All right, so we got a lot of numbers here. Geez, okay. We got 11,000, basically 12,000, 12,000, 16,000, 19,000, 7,000, 9,000, 11,000, 12,000, 12,000. We have so many numbers right here from Farina's minions attacking, Jean's burst pulsing, Nilou Hydro Infusion, and Yelan burst. There's so many numbers happening from everything that's happening off field and on field. And we see, yeah, a lot of 10,000s, a lot of 9,000s. That was a 19,000. Farina using her burst once again to get the fanfare points going back. We need to get Jean out there to have her burst. Yep, there we go. Using Sacrificial on Jean to have that extra ER, which is really, really good. I think that Favonius works a little bit better for her because you can probably get some crit rate in your substats. But Sacrificial can also be good because it just resets your skill, meaning that you can just get energy anyway. Favonius also just looks better on her. 20,000, 16,000. 45,000 on the Yelan skill, on her second skill. I think the first one was in the 30s. Activating her burst once again, 18,000 on that. Coming back over to Nilou, this 12,000 is going to be from one of Farina's minions. Going back to Nilou, using his burst again. Now we have 60,347. So now we have VV Shred, we have Farina Fanfare points, also attributing to that 60,000 on Nilou's burst, which is really, really good. There's another 60,000, so 2 of them crit, 1 of them did not. 15,000, 12,000, that's gotta be from a mixture of Yelan's burst and the starting to get Nilou's skill with the Hydro Infusion. I don't even think he makes it. No, he does. Okay, so he gets all the way through that. This wave of Hydro that just came through is from Nilou's skill having the Hydro Infusion. 12,000, 12,000. Then, of course, we still have Jean's Burst pulsing out, dealing damage, dealing animate damage, swirl damage, 19,000. On that, I think these 9,000s are going to be from Farina's minions and from Yelan. And then that last hit, 12,000, which is just going to finish off all three of them. So, Doggy, this one was a longer one. This one clocked in, I think, around 40 seconds. So this, you gotta build your flood team. No, I'm joking, dude. These are really annoying to deal with generally, and you're trying to do a specialized flood team on them. I think the last Abyss with the Pyro Abyss Lector, this was probably really fun to do. I know that your Nilou's top 1% on Burst. I know your Nilou's really good. I know that your Yelan's good, your Farina's good. I don't know your Jean build. I've never looked at your Jean before. So I'd love to look at that at some point. Overall, team looks great. My DA clears it faster than your flood team. I just want to point that out. I'm trying to see how much time. We're at 40 seconds. We're at 41 seconds. 42 seconds, right. So 41, 42 seconds is how long it took you to clear it. Still really good. Anything under a minute in my book is still going to be really good. I'm going to give this one a 19 out of 10 because Nilou automatically gives it 10 extra points. So if we're discounting the Nilou bonus, 9 out of 10, just because I think I want to see your Farina build. I think that my Farina might be slightly better than yours. I'd love to see your Farina build. I believe that my Farina does a lot more damage than yours. I might be completely wrong because I think she gets a lot of vapes on my team, and that might be just making me forget. So with the Nilou bonus, 19 out of 20, without 19 out of 10, without the Nilou bonus, 9 out of 10. Let me know what you think about that. If you want to submit your own Abyss review, do be sure to go check out the Discord. You'll find a link down in the description or in my bio. There'll be a channel for you to post the links and everything like that. I will see you in the next one.